Hey there, welcome to another Sunday Watch Soup episode 24, 23. And I am joined here by my buddies and co-hosts, Clayton from the Watchdog podcast and Sanjay from the Engineer Wannabe channel. How are you guys? Sanjay, we're going to start off with you today. How you doing, my man? What's going
Good,
on?
good, doing really well. Um, yeah, had a good weekend. Had family over for barbecue style afternoon, so it's a good,
Nice.
Cool.
good day. Good day.
Good day. Hey, I watched your stream last night.
Yeah,
Um, are you wearing the new
yeah,
pickup? Yeah.
I am. I'm wearing the Tudor Pelagos 39. Um,
Congratulations.
Yes,
yeah,
congrats.
Yeah.
yeah, super excited.
I was thinking about your watch today a lot.
Yeah,
After watching the stream, and I recently picked up, and I'll just jump ahead of Clayton here. I picked up the Zin T50, which is also a
titanium.
titanium diver, and I was thinking, like, what an interesting, comparison that could be.
Yeah,
This watch with the uh, new Pelagos, and now the new Pelagos is roughly a little over $800 more than this watch.
right.
Um, but you got a titanium, the bracelet. The bracelet's nice on the
Yeah,
Pelagos, and you get a strap with it.
yeah,
Um, and then I was trying to see, okay, well, there's subtle differences there. Also, the movement it's chronometer, right?
yes,
Chronometer grade, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So I was like, at first I was like, wow, what, you know, I think the Pelagos might be, like, pound for pound a little bit of a better deal. The only difference here is, like, what aesthetic you're interested in. You like something like what you see with the Zen, or you like what you see with the Pelagos. So I would love to one day get that Pelagos in hand and really compare the two,
yeah,
because I think they can compete against each other somehow.
yeah. I think so.
Um,
And funnily enough, I was actually my local AD that carries Zins.
mhm.
Um, I was just about considering to go see the T50 because they just got them
Hmm.
in.
Oh
So they
yeah,
got the GBDR versions
yeah, yeah, hmm,
and the regular version, I guess.
yeah.
And I was just about to go see those because I was thinking of getting a good idea about how the T50 wore, and I've been kind of craving a titanium dive watch as well.
Yeah, yeah.
The Zen U50 has been one that I've been kind of craving as well, but
Mm,
in my pursuit to be a new man, I I stopped that pursuit
yeah,
because I knew it wasn't one of those keeper level
yeah,
watches
yeah,
for
yeah.
me. So
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
yeah,
Uh, Clayton, have you owned a U50
No, the
or
only
not that?
Zen I've owned is the 104, that blue
Mm-hmm,
dial
mm-hmm.
limited edition with the
Oh
beautiful
yeah, you had
sunburst.
that one,
Yeah.
huh?
Bought it from Homer. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm sure it was well worn because Homer wears his
Yes.
watches for sure,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
hi Homer.
I don't care about that. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was well, and he had the bracelet for it as well.
Hmm.
So that was also
Quite the collector's
Homerized as
piece,
we
Homer.
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
because I just saw one go up on Reddit for like 1950, and I'm like,
Wow.
okay, that was
Yeah.
definitely more than what it cost when it came out, and it's been a good, like, at least 3 years since that watch came out, and
Yeah.
it was very very popular. And I was like, oh, did I? And I thought at the time, did I miss out on something there? But yeah, no, that's a good looking piece. Hey, what do you have on wrist this evening, Clayton?
I am wearing a vintage Seiko 7A28
Oh, cool.
dash 7069. It has
Yeah.
a tachometer in honor of Sanjay's video tonight. So
It's a
um
tachymeter.
yeah.
Tachymeter.
Tachymeter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a fun light watch. Yeah, it's great. I got caught in a rainstorm in it tonight when I was
Mm.
walking my dog. It stopped for a little bit. I thought I had a
Oh,
window, like a vintage Quartz 40-year-old Quartz watch in the
Yeah.
rain. I just
Yeah.
covered up. I had a jacket on, luckily, just covered it up and minimized the damage. Seems to be fine.
Yeah,
that's good.
awesome, awesome. Well, before we get started, why don't we say hello to the chat real quick? And we got Detroit Spartan here. May Zone is here. How you doing, guys? Chaz, what's up? Amin is here. FP Wilson. Wilson is here. FP Wilson. It's just Wilson. Hey, Deech is here. What's going on? Hey, wrist check from his own. There's a watch on it. Titanium goodness in the form of a Blancpain 50 fathoms 5015 Maison really loves that piece.
Hope you're feeling well too. Hope you're
Yeah.
feeling okay. Yep.
Bruno is here. What's going on? Hey, what did you made home? You had homemade lasagna soup tonight? All right. Okay.
That's the thing.
Me and my buddy, when we were growing up, my mom would, every once in a while make a lasagna, and
Yeah.
like we couldn't wait till it was done.
Right.
Me and my buddy, so like we tell her to take it out, and it'd be the sauce hadn't fully dried out. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it would get like very soupy. So we would call it lasagna soup. So I don't know if that's the same thing that's going on here with Deech, but
Huh.
anyway, or maybe there is a soup. I don't know. Hey, Clayton is here. How you doing? Steve Time Hill, what is up? What's going on, sir? Caliber Waikuchi. Hey, Caliber. How are you? Ken Spear, he's checking in from Pittsburgh. Bruno's on the hunt for a used 104. Sold mine to finance a Speedy, but want another one. There's so many out there.
Yeah.
On the pre-owned market for sure, right? And the new prices have been creeping up. Well, as well with all the Zen watches, actually, they've been creeping up in price. Yeah, Sanjay with a copper chalice tonight. Very nice, very regal of you.
Thank
Hey,
you.
KR Joy is here. What's going on? Well, good to see you guys. We checked in with everybody here. We're ready to get the soup, serve the soup to you guys. Anyway, let's jump into the first video. Hey, Clayton, this is your pick. Chrono24, worst Speedmaster, best Quartz watch, best bracelet, best G.A.D.A watch. A nice little back and forth with the guy from Fratello. Clayton, take it away.
Yeah, another episode of Plus Minus. I like these. Yeah, just fun, quick to cover. So I figure I'll just go through one at a time and get all your opinions on it, just so we can cycle through pretty quick answers. So yeah, the first question, favorite Speedmaster special edition. Made a little taco meat joke at the beginning of this one with chest hair. I like that. Thomas said the Tintin is his favorite. Balaj said Speedy Tuesday. He's biased. That was a Fratello collaboration. A lot of firsts. I didn't realize there were so many firsts on that one, like completely brushed. I think the logo was applied and not printed, so that was pretty cool. I don't know about you guys. Mine, I like the Tintin. I'm not like a huge Speedmaster guy, so putting a little bit of color on there, I think is fun, and it's super collectible. Alaska Project is another fun one, but yeah, if I had my pick, I'd probably get the Tintin. I always thought it's kind of cool. What's your favorite Speedmaster special edition?
I would say the Apollo 11 50th anniversary. The gray dial with the picture of one of the guys, Buzz Aldrin. No,
yeah.
Buzz Aldrin climbing down from the shuttle. Yeah, so that gray dial with the two-tone. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, so I'm not a big Speedy historian here. So I would say that first Speedy Tuesday, I've always liked that piece. So compared to all the other limited releases or releases, that's the one that's always stuck out for me. So yeah, I mean the Speedy Tuesday one, yeah, what's not to like about that one?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, like a social media. It was like the first online.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Did you
hashtag became a Speedmaster.
What was that, Sandra?
I'm sorry.
Oh, Clayton, you did. I was going to say
Tintin.
Tintin, yeah.
Tintin's cool. How about the worst Speedy special edition? Thomas said the newest version of the Snoopy. He just never got it. Balaj said the mission patch models. I don't think again, I'm not a Speedy historian either, Bobby, but I don't know that I'd ever seen these ones. I think they're kind of cool. The mission patch models. He just thought it was kind of a lazy release, like kind of easy money, just slapped, fake patches on there or whatever. I am going to probably offend people in here who have it, but I'm with Thomas. Speedy or the Snoopy, just I don't know. I don't get it, but I know a lot of people do, and it's obviously doing very well in the secondary market. How about you guys? Worst Speedmaster for you guys, special edition?
Man, this is again so hard for me to answer. Like I'm gonna chicken out here, and there's not really one that particularly offends me or bothers me. Any like the first the mission ones, I get what he's saying, that it's kind of like a lazy like money grab or whatever. But I mean, again, that I think there's something cool about that, especially when you see them all together like that, right? That's
I
pretty
think it's
awesome,
kind of
right?
cool, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and that big case, right? You know what I mean? And I do get it when saying that it's actually probably cooler as a group than
Yeah.
individually. I get that too. Um, but I gotta say, like, there's not one that just like I don't like or you know what I mean. So I'm chickening out. I'm chickening out. Sorry, Sanjay, you're up.
Um, mine mine's a little controversial. I'm sorry, Dr. Bobby, but I'm gonna say the Alaska project.
Ooh,
Oh.
Uh, I don't like the sub-register hands, like the
mm,
conical flask
Mm.
mm,
or
mm-hmm. Okay.
polymetric flask thing going on with the triangle,
Yep,
and
yep.
then it's covering half the subdial, and it's just I'm sure you can still read it, but it's just very ugly to me. I don't know. It's super superficial,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah.
Maison is saying that the second Snoopy Apollo 13 anniversary is the top one for him.
Oh,
But
so good.
yeah, yeah. But impossible to get, and he also likes the
Yeah.
Tokyo 2020 Race Design, which is also I think a really nice one
Yeah.
as well. Quickly saying hello to Design Atelier, Jason. How you doing? And Peter C. What is going on? Back to you, Clayton.
Yes. All right. So this one's not applicable to me. Best brand to party with.
Yeah.
Balazs said Nomos. Thomas said he went to a cool Seiko party once, but he heard from a friend that Hublot throws an awesome party. And Balazs put the zinger in there. Well, they can't throw an awesome watch, so hopefully they can throw an awesome party. I don't know. Have you guys ever gone to like brand sponsored parties or events? I never have.
I'm a pretty boring guy. You know what I mean? So no events. I've been to events with fellow watch collectors at events that we've created, like get-togethers, kind of that kind of thing. But no, I've never been to. I'm trying to think if I have been over the last couple of years, it hasn't probably been memorable. So, but sure Nomos. I'm sure Nomos does a great one. I'm sure they do. Sure they do. Yeah, they probably do. There's probably a lot of like, beer and brats, right?
Right.
For German, right? That's right. Wouldn't almost do that, beer and brats. Anyway,
Like
so
Oktoberfest
yeah,
party. I'd go to that.
yeah, totally. So definitely Nomos.
Right.
Definitely, they throw the best parties. Go ahead, Sanjay.
Um, I don't know. How about we answer this in a way where you personify the brand,
Okay,
and you'd
Oh,
whether you'd have a drink with that brand,
okay.
or go out to a party with them. Because I've never been to a brand hosted party. I mean, I've been invited to like a events where the brand hosts an event at an AD or something, but that's not a party. So, yeah, if I were to go out and have a coffee with a brand, it would be Grand Seiko.
Yeah, of course. We saw that coming.
yeah.
I would ask, if they could do a watch for me,
Ah,
and I would,
Wow.
yeah,
yeah,
I would beg for
yeah.
for a 36 millimeter 44 GS case with a beautiful textured red dial and Dauphine hands. No railroad nail hands, please.
Nice. What brand would you party with, Clayton,
I
if
don't
you had a
know. I
party?
mean, if this was 20 years ago, like Hublot sounds like a blast.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
gosh, that'd be a wild. Now it's like who would throw the most reserved kind of calm party?
yeah.
That's
I
more
feel
what
like
I'm looking for. But no, Hublot. I mean, gosh, their watches are a party. It's a
yeah,
party
I feel like
everywhere.
there'd be a lot of cocaine in
Yeah,
the Hulu party. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying that
I
that's
think it'd be
happened.
fun people watching.
Yeah,
That's what I enjoy to do. Watching people do drugs at a Hublot party sounds
yeah.
kind of fun to me.
Cocaine and mojitos. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
it's just
right.
I don't know.
A
I
lot
don't
of
know what that
like
means.
colorful drinks, the big
Yeah,
glasses, and yeah, like
yeah.
yeah. How about you?
Yeah, no, I mean Nomos. I mean beer and brats. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you're still going with
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Lederhosen. Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, best G.A.D.A watch. Thomas said the
Mm,
Explorer. Balaj said vintage Speedy, which does
mm,
not seem like a G.A.D.A watch, but gone everywhere and done everything in that watch. So to him it is. But he just said G-Shock. You know,
Mhm.
can really. And Thomas said the only thing is you can't really go to a nice dinner with it. And Balazs said if you don't care, you can.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's got to be the Explorer, right? I mean, even like the Air King is my sort of,
Mhm.
but still, it's a little out there. No one's looking at our watches anyway. But if if you want, if yeah, no, Explorer just goes with everything. I mean, you can throw it on a strap. You can just you
Yeah.
can wear it out to do whatever outside stuff. You can wear it to a nice dinner, nice
Mm.
event. So it's got to be the Explorer.
Yeah, I tried to when I was um, going through this mental exercise while I was watching the video of like what I would answer. I was approaching it to like watches that I've owned and have a lot of experience. So I mean, I think you're right. I mean, Explorer, of course, but I've never owned an Explorer. So I was thinking about what watch filled that role. And I would have to say, even though again I don't own it anymore, the Black Bay 58. I mean, the Black Bay 58, I felt like it feels like a watch that I could do anything with, wear it and for any occasion. And I also have to say, like, I mean, I agree with the G-Shock. The G-Shock is definitely my a grab and go, especially when I'm working around the property. If I'm going to somewhere where I don't know the area that well and I'm worried about safety, yeah, you can't go to a nice dinner with it. Whatever. Like, I mean, it is what it is. I still probably would wear it anyway, but I would say I would split it up between the Black Bay 58 or a G-Shock. Tanjay?
Yeah, I disagree with the G-Shock thing. I I mean,
Hmm.
if by that logic, every watch is a go anywhere, do anything watch, right? Like if you don't
Mhm.
care,
Right.
not by your logic,
Yeah.
Bobby. I mean by I can't name him Balaj.
Balazs. Yep.
Balaj, yeah, um, yeah. By his logic, then every watch is a go anywhere, do anything. Like $20,000 Lange could be, I don't care. I'll
Yeah.
I'll I'll go swimming with it. But yeah, I would say Explorer is a good answer. Um, I, I'm trying to pick something that's a little different, but Explorer is so easy. The other easy one though is the Aquaterra, and I've been on a bit
Mm.
of a
Yeah.
Aquaterra kick, so I'm gonna say
That's a
the
great answer.
modern Aquaterra,
Mm.
the one with the president style bracelet, not
Mm.
the older, oyster style Aquaterra, but the one with the more refined bracelet. I
Yeah.
think that one's more of a G.A.D.A watch. So
Santos really too, especially like the one I had
Mm.
that you can throw the rubber strap on it. I mean, I don't know, not to everybody maybe, but I found that watch to be pretty sporty.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, it's a good one.
Chaz wants to know, does the chalice patina?
No, unfortunately, it's not real copper.
Like,
It's PVD copper inside. I don't think that's healthy, actually.
No.
probably not. Uh,
All right. So next one is best brand ambassador.
mm.
Balaj said George Clooney for
Hmm.
Omega, just a classy guy, been doing it forever. They've aged together a little bit. George Clooney has aged very well. The handsome devil. Thomas said Lewis Hamilton for
Hmm.
IWC. I always mine would be Roger Federer. I just always think he
Mm.
sort of
Yeah.
exudes class. Like I think he just seems like a cool guy. And
Yeah.
he wore an Air King once, and I was like, oh, when I just got it, I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who knows if sure he's just giving all these watches. Who knows what he owns or whatever. But no, it's like he could have his pick of any Rolex he wanted to, and he's rocking an Air King. So maybe he was told to. Who knows? But I still thought it was cool.
Yeah.
How about you
Uh,
guys?
yeah. I mean, I think David Beckham, right?
Yeah.
David Beckham for Tudor. I mean, like, he's English, so he's got the accent, so he's proper. He's with the tattoo, so he's not quite Rolex, but he's definitely fits Tudor, and I think of what they want to kind of portray as their image. So he's English. He's an athlete, and he's a businessman now, and so yeah. So I think he fits perfectly with Tudor, right? That'd be my pick. Although the other guys, George Clooney is great. Brad Pitt when he was with Breitling, even Tiger Woods with Rolex and Tag. You know what I mean? Like there's so many great ambassadors out there that seem to fit the brand that they are attached with, and we'd like to see more female ambassadors, right? I mean,
I
we
think
do see
Lady
some.
Lady
Gaga's
Gaga.
tutor. Yep.
Lady
Tutor.
Gaga does too, and then Charlize Theron was with did Breitling. You know what I mean? And I'm sure there's some women who've done more of the jewelry type um, watches and whatnot, and maybe just jewelry in general. If we see women more as ambassadors for, as opposed to watches, but we still love to see more women ambassadors. I think that'd be great. Sanjay.
I don't know many brand ambassadors. I guess David Beckham was one that I did know, but yeah, I really don't. I really don't watch any movies or anything. So, but Novak Djokovic when he did Seiko for Astron, that was kind of cool, right?
Yep.
He was spruiking Astrons for a while.
He has a limited edition named after him, I think.
Yes, he
Yep.
does. It's too
That's
bad
a
that he
nice
moved
one.
on. He
Yeah.
he moved on to a more prestigious brand, right? Do you guys know where
Didn't
he
he go
went?
crazy like RM or something? I think he went
Oh,
like
yeah,
high end.
I think it
Yeah.
was something.
Yeah. I think
I
he
don't know
went
if
to
he still has
Richard
that with
Mille.
all the controversy that he was a part of, but um, yeah. So Novak Djokovic, I really like, but my ultimate brand ambassador is Joseph Kirk. You know, it's
Man, you are laying it thick tonight, dude. Holy cow! Are you gonna wrap this up and send it to Grand Seiko tonight? You're gonna check out my appearance?
no, I was trying to figure out if Grand
Wow.
Seiko had any brand ambassadors other than Joseph Kirk. So yeah, I guess Joseph Kirk and Novak Djokovic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Another one that Thomas mentioned that I actually think is pretty cool. He's doing a good job. Is Ryan Gosling for Tag. I think that's
Yeah.
a good. You go in the authorized dealers and there's posters of Gosling, and I think it is pretty heavily represented in the Barbie movie. I think so.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think he's a good. I think he's a good ambassador. Best independent brand. Thomas said Laurent Ferrier. He just loves the proportions and the dimensions. Just think they're beautiful watches. Balaj likes Resant. I don't know how to say that right. I'm sorry. They bring something new to watches. He really likes brands that do things like that. I mean, I own a Moser, so I guess I just have to say Moser. I think they don't take themselves too seriously. Any brand that leaves branding of any kind off of their off of a good portion of their watches, I just think it's kind of cool. They're not taking themselves too seriously, so I guess that's my pick. How about you guys?
Go ahead, Bobby.
Oh, yeah, hey, so my pick is gonna be a brand that I saw last year at Watch Time that I knew was around, and I knew that some of my friends were interested, and I got to see it in person. I got to speak to the namesake of the brand, and that is Armin Strom. Such
Wow.
cool watches. When you see them in person, like, when I see the renderings, I wasn't really. I was like, okay, that's really cool, and it didn't really stick with me. But then when I saw them in person, the watches in person, I was so blown away and so impressed with what I saw. Now, that just doesn't mean that there's other independent watchmakers that I'm not equally or just as impressed with. There are so many. This is like 1A. There's like 1B, 1C. There's like a lot of other brands out there, independent brands
Yep.
that I love a lot out there. But the Armstrong, I'm really really impressed, and I think it's one of the better independents in the last year that I've seen for sure. So
Wow.
that's my pick.
I'd have to pick Moser as well.
Hmm.
There's no real independent that I'm crazy into other than Moser and that Green Dragon. So the
Hmm.
Streamliner, I still have a huge crush on that watch. So
Yeah.
yeah, I have to like by default pick Moser.
Awesome. Moser's great.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't wait to see other. I don't know if I'm going to make the watch time this year, but boy, I would love to. Arm and Strong would be something I'd love to see in person, and some other brands too. So, best quartz. Um, Balaj said the old F91W,
Right.
notorious, famous, and infamous watch for many reasons. I like Thomas where he went with this. Like, so he went IWC quartz with like the deep dive. A
Yeah.
couple of watches. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to do
Hmm.
some more research on those.
Hmm.
The Yacht Club, and then he mentioned another one as well. I I don't really have a great answer for this. I like so many.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean the 9F, the 9F85 I had in the SBGP 015. I mean, I owned that watch for 15 months. It did not deviate at all. So I mean, that was just so impressive. But then I had the Casquette, which just weird quartz watch, and had an Oyster quartz that still was like from 1988 and still kept great time, and just felt like a Rolex, just so well built. Felt better than like older subs. The bracelet and everything just felt way better than even those felt. So I don't know. So yeah, I guess a lot of choices. But how about you guys? Best quartz?
Sanjay.
Oh, and that's hard too. I'm into quartz. Um, I I'm into Grand Seiko quartz, but I don't I don't know if I pick them as the best quartz though. So that's really hard. Um,
They put a display, like Wilson was saying. I mean, display case back on quartz watches, so rad.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'd pick the Sea of Clouds actually. That's a good one. SBGP 017.
That's a good G.A.D.A watch too. It's a little high
Yeah.
polish, but still, it's you can pretty much
Yeah.
do anything in it.
It was
Yeah.
a bit too big for me, but
Yeah.
such a good watch.
Yeah.
And you can see the quartz movement. Sorry.
I've owned the Sea Clouds, and I can vouch for that. It's a really really good watch. But I'm gonna go off track. I'm gonna deviate a little bit and expand the latitude of what we're talking about quartz watch. And I don't know if this is technically a quartz watch or not, but my pick would be hands down is the Citizen, the Citizen. It's
Uh,
Mhm.
Eco Drive, right? So I don't know if you're gonna get me on a technicality
no,
here.
we count
No,
that.
no, that's quartz.
Yep.
Okay, great. So and that watch, all titanium, very well polished. It's amazing what they've done polishing that titanium to make it think that well, there's got to be a stainless steel watch until you actually feel it, and it feels like a toy almost. That's almost a negative, but once you get used to it, it's totally fine. Highly accurate. The washi papered out, just beautiful, polished, indices polished, hands. I've owned it twice in the last year. I sold it twice in the last year, but that's just me. It's not anything against the watch, a slight against the watch. It's that I just flip watches. I just can't help myself.
Right.
But that watch is so great, so cool. Yeah, just a great piece, and that's my pick.
I'm,
Another. Oh, I'm sorry, Sajid. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm gonna revise my thing after Bobby mentioned Citizen. Um, I had to pick this guy. I don't know if you can share my screen, but the Eco Drive one. Um,
The GMT that just came out.
no, no.
Oh,
Here, this guy. It's
yeah, yeah,
incredibly
yeah, yeah.
thin.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
it's yeah. I'm doing it no justice, but,
How much
but
do
I
those
think
cost?
it was something absurd. Like I mean, it's not absurd. Uh, what would you? I wouldn't know, but I was thinking around like the tens of thousands. But
Mm.
Oh, yeah, it's a
yeah,
little absurd.
yeah,
Well, a little bit. It's not totally, but it's a little bit. It's a little bit.
yeah, just a little.
It's a cool. It's a cool watch though.
Yeah.
Let's see here. There's just a couple comments before we move on. Best Quartz, Von Cruel is saying, I'm having a love affair with the new Hamilton
Yeah.
PSR. Um, Also, the Bulova new Jetstar line is attractive and features a really nice HAQ movement with smooth sweeping seconds.
Is that the one Weeben has? Weeben has? Is that the watch he just got?
Is it?
With the red dial, I think.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, but I'm not 100% sure. I think he's traveling. That's why he's not on tonight.
Mm.
I was also impressed with the polishing and finishing on the Oceanus that I owned.
Mm,
Those are
yeah.
slept on a little bit, maybe, but also just, and that's titanium, and they're you have
Yeah.
polished titanium on those. They're really nice. They're I don't know. That's kind of cheating too because they're sort of like Bluetooth and some are like radio controlled. But all right, let's get through this real quick. Best stealth wealth brand. Thomas said JLC. Balaj said Breguet. I put down like Moser. You wouldn't know my Moser is a a luxury watch really. If you just looked at it, you might think it's a Movado or something. And also you can get some stealth wealth G-Shocks. Like we always used to call the titanium square stealth wealth, but I mean you can buy like an $8,000-9,000 G-Shock, and that's some stealth wealth right there.
Yeah. You took one of my picks, which was the G-Shock titanium, the titanium square. I've owned a couple of those. Mrs. Legs stole one of them from me. She likes them so much, but you wouldn't have known how much those watch cost, which is, I don't know, a good thing or not. I mean, I think sometimes when I have a watch, I don't want to be too stealth wealth. You know what I mean? Like I kind of want you to know, not necessarily, but I know to know that, oh, that's worth what it is worth. But no, you took mine there. I think like that some citizens have that can do that. That's that citizen. The citizen that I mentioned is a $2,500 watch,
Right.
and you wouldn't know it anyway because you see citizen. Oh, that's got to be like a cheap little watch there. I mean, there's so many watches that fall into this criteria for sure. It's just whatever is in my head at the moment. That's the one I'm going to say. Sanjay, what is your pick?
I would pick the Crador H2. Super bare bones watch. Just time only, if I'm not mistaken.
That two-hander, or does that have a second hand?
Oh, I can't remember.
I want to say it's a two-hander, but I can't remember.
Yeah,
maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of another one.
I can look it up. Crador H2. It is a three-hander. Yeah. Oh, how could I forget? Like the crescent moon on the second hand. So,
right.
Yeah. It looks very, very minimalistic, but an incredible watch. So, I probably refer to that.
Awesome. And then we'll end. I'm interested to hear Sanjay's answer to this one. Best bracelet. Balaj went with the folded Rolex Jubilee, and he said for affordable, Doxa Sub 300 vintage. Thomas said the Patek Neptune, another like watch I'd never heard of. That's a cool looking bracelet. And then he said Santos would be again his affordable pick. Yeah, as a former Santos owner, I mean that bracelet, not only the technology, the easy link removal system and all that, but also very comfortable. And also, even though it doesn't have micro adjust, the links are small, so you can kind of dial that one in. I said Rolex Oyster, I think, the Santos, and also the Gerard Perregaux Casquette was a really neat, very comfortable bracelet. It was ceramic and then rubber lined, so it was very, very comfortable. Another stealth wealth watch too.
So the bracelet on the Casquette was ceramic too?
Yeah, it's like the top of the links were ceramic, and then it was rubber lined underneath on the part that rubbed against your wrist. Yeah, very cool watch. Yep, it was very comfortable.
Yeah.
It was a pain in the butt to size if you didn't know how. I remember I had to look it up on YouTube because they don't really tell you in the manual. Like, how does this work? It's spring bars, but you have to like twist the rubber ceramic links to do it. And I found a video on it. Then it's really easy once you know how to do it.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
Oh yeah. So again, I'm gonna try to keep it to watches that I've had experience with, and watches that I've experienced, especially recently, because my memory is shot. But I would say, my Submariner I really like the bracelet on the Submariner. Love the glide lock on it. Also, that new Speedy has a great bracelet, in my opinion. It's so comfortable. Wearing the watch, trying it on, and wearing it for a little bit of a period of time. It just felt so good around my wrist. I thought that was the best. That was a selling point for the new Speedy for me. What was that bracelet? So that will be my 2 votes for best bracelet. Sanjay.
I'm gonna pick the Planet Ocean bracelet.
Mm.
So the Submariner bracelet, I'd say is a very close second, but especially with the glide lock. But the Planet Ocean, I think the links and the fineness of the brushing, the silkiness of the bracelet, I think edges out the Rolex. So in terms of just feeling the bracelet on your skin, I think it's ever so slightly better, and it has a oval profile, so lots of airflow, because it's not like clinging to your wrist, like because the sub or any most bracelets, they follow the curvature of your wrist. So if you like extra air
Mhm.
in between your wrist, I think that, so for me, that is the best one I felt.
Hmm. I haven't worn a
Uh,
PO long term. Just tried them on, so it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hey, Dib is here. Who let these guys out? Us? Us did? Von Cruel said that Cascade is a really interesting one. Wish they made a version too. Mizone saying I haven't worn enough bracelet watches to comment intelligently, but I love the titanium bracelet on his 50 fathoms. Best bracelet I've ever owned is Damasco, the precision mesh. Yeah,
Mm.
those bracelets are they're overbuilt. They're overbuilt,
Mm.
and from what I understand, they're heavy, but they're so solid. Um, yeah, Bruno, would love to hear more about it. Um, okay, okay, I think we're moving on. We're going to move
Yep.
on to the next topic, and that is coming from Talking Hands. Andrew Morgan watches 10 watches you should just go out and just buy, just like just go out without even thinking. He said. He's just do it. All right, so we're gonna go over his list, and we'll take it one by one and get your thoughts, guys, like we just did right now. The first one, a modern oyster perpetual. If it's caught your eye, just go for it. He says it hasn't really changed in a long time, but the only hard part about it is figuring out what size you want. And I gotta tell you, I think this is a case where, for me, the renders and the pictures of the Oyster Perpetual look way better than it does when you're in person. It still looks good, but man, I tried a 41 about a year and a half ago. Oyster Perpetual, that's with the silver down, the gold tones, the gold indices and whatnot, and it just felt flimsy. It just felt
Mm.
like this is for whatever it was, like mid sixes, 7 with tax. Man, I don't know about that one. I don't know. What do you guys think about the Oyster Professional? Is it a just go out and get it kind of watch? Sanjay.
Well, I have a follow-up question to that. What do
Hmm.
you think of how it compares to the Explorer 1? Have you had a chance to think about that?
Not the most recent Explorer one. So I don't know if there's any difference in how it wears. Although I heard the bracelet on that tapers very very dramatically. So I
Yeah.
don't know if that would affect me. But I haven't tried that on. But the previous Explorers, yeah, I mean it just feels a little small. It doesn't feel cheap
Okay.
to me.
That's interesting.
Um, the OPs felt a little cheap,
Yeah.
Might be
and
the
maybe
clasp. Might be the clasp.
yeah, and it's just like the way. I mean, maybe it was a mental thing. You know what I mean? Like I just for some reason, and if you're comparing it against um, the Explorer, maybe it's because I maybe put a lot more thought and more weight, not physical weight, but more weight on the Explorer than I do with the OP, just because maybe I hold it in higher regard.
Hmm.
Um, but that's a good question, Sanjay. I could definitely tell you, I just felt the OP just felt cheap.
Okay. Okay. Because my first impressions with the Explorer 1 was similar to that.
Hmm.
I was thinking, I also had a false understanding of the price, like the market price, or even retail price for that matter. But I was thinking this is definitely not worth what they're asking for it. But now I'm like at you get what you pay for kind of
Yeah,
level. So
yeah.
I'm satisfied with the price. Um, but I was wondering if the OP felt significantly worse because I haven't handled an OP in quite some time.
Hmm.
So yeah, it was interesting. But I kind of, yeah, I disagree with the OP thing. I
Hmm.
wouldn't buy an OP. I'd probably just cough up a little bit more or save up a little bit more and get an Explorer.
Yeah.
I guess you don't get the color choices with an OP, so there is a pro for going with the OP if you like the colors. But I think I'd prefer the Explorer.
Yeah. Clayton?
Yeah, it's if I were to get one, it would be the previous gen, the 39. Like the grape one, like those were kind of
Yeah.
fun colors. They had the one Hans Wilsdorf has, I think, has like a blue dial with like a neon green
Yeah,
in
yeah, I know
between.
that one.
And then there's the like anthracite gray dial with
Yeah.
the blue. Like
Mhm.
those are the ones I would go for.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably don't feel like super solid, but
Yeah.
those are the ones that these new OPs don't really do much for me at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so let's move on. The second watch, chronograph. If you're and his pick here, if you're gonna go cheap chrono, go with the best one out there. Go with the best sports chrono you can. And his vote was a Seiko, the Prospects Speed Timer, the Quartz, and he mentioned that a lot of other watches use that movement, but he's like, just go to the source, right? Just go to a Seiko Prospects Speed Timer. I've had one of these, and I got rid of it pretty quickly. It's okay. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. Like for me, like a cheap chrono, I don't. I might as well just get a G-Shock, right? If I'm gonna get chrono, I'm gonna spend a little bit more, and I don't think you have to spend that much more. You can find great examples with a Valjoux or a Solita, and it's just as fine and solid, and I would get more satisfaction. So no, Andrew, not on this one. I'm not with you on this one. Um, Clayton, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm not with him on this one either. I would go into the 7A28 world, the vintage chronograph that I already have.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many. There are like 40 to 50 different variations, like the Seiko Ripley and all those Giugiaro. They all use this movement. So if I was going to get into that world, that's where I would go. Yeah, these are nice, and I've seen them in the authorized dealer, but yeah, they don't do a whole lot for me.
Yeah, I think they look good. They
The
look good.
Satona, the Panda, looks good, but yeah,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't buy one.
Yeah. Sanjay?
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of these. They're like you said, they're fine, or they seem fine. I don't know what his metric was for choosing this instead of something else. Yeah, I would think like I mean the price is definitely higher, but navigation big eye or
Yeah.
something you could really just say that's an incredible value, just go get it kind of thing. But
I think
Yeah,
he
I
was
think
judging it. Yeah, go ahead, Bobby.
I think he was like super affordable. Like that.
yeah,
That's like if there's like a chrono out there, it's super affordable.
yeah,
Just go with this one. Just go
Yeah.
with this one, right? Because like a lot of he mentioned that a lot of other ones brands use this movement, right?
mm,
And he further explains it's just don't even bother, just go straight to the source and
yeah,
go with the Sega team. It's like you can't go wrong. And I think if you really want, if that's the range that you're comfortable playing with, go for it. It looks good. It looks
mm,
good. I mean, you may have to deal with like a hand, not aligning correctly. I think there in certain instances there may be some ways to adjust that. For I know for like the other Seiko speed timer that I had with the 4 modules, there is a way to do that. I think there's a way with the speed timer to do that. But at the end of the day, like I mean, do you want to deal with that? Not me personally.
mm.
Okay, let's move on. Number 3, just get the mega cool Pioneer Moser. Just get it. If you like it, just get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I could get it, I would just go get it because I like that. I like this watch too. Clayton, please.
Yeah, definitely. If I could buy a bunch of Mosers, yeah, I'd get it. Why not? It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You Sanjay?
What is the category here? Is he going by any category? It's just
He's
a
just
watch.
these are just 10 watches, right?
Okay.
It's not necessarily categories, although the last one was a category, the chronograph.
Yeah.
But he's drilling down to specifically to specific watches. Like if you're just like if you're thinking about it, just get it.
Yeah.
That's where he's going.
I thought he was going to go with more obvious choices when I saw the title, but he didn't
Right.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind it, but for me personally, it's too big. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a nice watch.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Christopher Ford 12. For the price, he says, for the price, you get that integrated bracelet look. Just a nicely well done watch. You can't beat it. Just get it. Just get it. Sandra, just get it.
Yeah,
Just
I
get
would.
it.
I would.
Yeah.
I would.
I think I
Yeah.
would too.
Yeah,
I think I would
it's
too.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially because now you have the 36 millimeter. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. All right, so we're all in agreement there. We just get it. Okay. Moving along quickly. The 1850 A London Zone Chrono. If you want something simple in the front
let's get it.
and business in the back, just get it.
Just get it.
Just get it. Yeah. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up. I mean,
Okay.
I've heard party in the front, business in the back, or business in the top and party in the back. Never heard simple in the front and party in the back. Maybe, you know, it's always been in
British
reference to
thing.
mullets. To mullets,
Right.
The party. Right?
Yeah.
So it's an interesting. Yeah, totally. I mean, you've seen the back. You've seen the back of that chrono. It's amazing. Yeah, totally. I'm getting it. I'm getting
Yeah.
it. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
get
me
it.
too. Me too. Sign me up.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
very, very nice watch.
Number 6, Grand Seiko. Here you go, Sam. This one's for you. Shunbun. Cherry blossoms. That's what it looks like. The petals. I mean, it's just like, did somebody, did the Grand Seiko invent spring and cherry blossoms? Maybe they did. I tell you what. If I'm gonna get a Grand Seiko again, this is the one I would get. And if I could afford it, you know, it looks so good with a gold case. I mean, I know it's a ridiculous amount of money to spend on just a 3-hander gold case. I think it's like close to 30 grand. Like that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But if I had ridiculous money, it's that combination. It looks so good. But I also like the stainless steel version. And like I said, if I'm
Titanium.
if I'm getting titanium, sorry, if I'm getting a Grand Seiko again, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
So sign me up. Clayton?
Yeah, beautiful watch. I poked a little fun at the whole seasons thing here. Party like it's 1999 or whatever he said. But yeah, no, it's stunning watch. You know, the bracelet stopped me a little bit, but no, it's the dial is just it's gorgeous. So yeah, just buy it. I would just buy it.
Sanjay, I know you're down with it.
No, well, I mean,
No?
of all the Grand Seikos you could just go get, I don't think this is the one, right?
What?
I mean,
How dare you?
What about, let's say this? I think the Just Get It Grand Seiko is the Snowscape, the SLGH013. It's a beautiful crispy blue, like frosty dial in the front.
I love cherry blossoms though.
Yeah, I mean, eventually it'll happen too. That watch will happen, maybe in next week, but but it's got the amazing 9SA5 movement in the back, right?
Yeah.
Which looks like a mechanically finished Longa movement. I'm exaggerating a bit, but and it has that beautiful 44 GSK. So I don't think the Shunbun of all the Grand Seikos to just go get, I don't think that's the one. I think the Snowscape, the SLGH013 is the one. Yeah,
I guess. All right, G-Shock. You just have this is a cat. Just have one. Just go get it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of
Just
course.
go on Amazon and get one. Just get the cheapest one, or not, or get the most expensive one.
Yeah.
Or
Get a
one in between.
5610. Just get a 5610.
5610.
Your
Get
life
one.
will be
Get a
fulfilled.
metal one. Get a titanium one. Just get it. Right. Get the one that looks like the Rubik's Cube. Whatever.
Yeah, that's
Or
fun.
get like the Super Mario Bros. One that
Yeah.
Clayton gave me.
Quite possibly the ugliest watch.
If you're quick enough, when they make the announcement, get the Wu-Tang one. You know what I mean? Just get it. All right. Anyway,
you guys get text messages from G-Shock like every
all the
day
time,
with a
every
new
day, like
limited
twice a day.
edition.
Yeah, all the time. Love it. Love it. I'm like, ooh.
I like it too.
Like it
There's
starts. I
so
think it
many.
starts with. I think it starts with an 8-9 number, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's G-Shock.
And sometimes they'll send you a text like, "We've noticed you've been looking at our so
Yeah.
and so,"
Yeah.
like trying to nudge you to
No, they know.
finally do it. Yeah.
Mhm.
8, the Black Bay 58. You come back time and time and again to it. So true. I've had 1, 2, 3. I've had 3 Black Bay 58s, and I know I'm not the only multiple owner of a Black Bay 58
Guilty.
/ 54. All right. All right. So we're gonna do number 9, the German Poulsen Kampf watch. It was like a robot kind of looking watch. It looks cool. I don't know if I'm, I don't know if that's my thing.
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
I would
Okay.
get the Mr. Roboto that.
Yeah,
Palmer
I'll
had
get the Mr.
before
Roboto
that.
first.
Yeah, I never
Absolutely.
heard of this.
Yeah,
Well,
neither have I.
would these be just G.A.D.A watches though? It's kind of like super niche, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is you have to have this. It's got to be a luxury for somebody to do this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's got to be something like they can. Yeah, but I mean, hey, he says go get it. I'm like, all right, now.
Yeah.
All right, finally, Mr. Jones, perfect useless afternoon, man. Yeah, I'd get it. I totally get it. I mean, these are super affordable. What a fun little thing. And then like if I lose interest, I just give it to my daughter or my son. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? What do you
Yep.
guys think?
I would buy this.
Yeah.
Yep. I think Pete McConville has this watch actually.
Oh, does he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so wrap that up, and now the video that everybody has been waiting for and waiting to talk about. This week's pick from Sanjay, Atelier de Griff, Carbonnade, and a Tachymeter, Flemish beef and beer stew. Stoofvlees? I don't know.
It did look good. He used some high Chimay is good beer too.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
expensive Belgian beer. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he used
Sanjay.
that expensive bread too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this would be a silly video. I hadn't seen too many videos this week, but I was watching this during one of my lunch breaks and thought this is the most hilarious thing I've seen in a while. It's only got 400 views. The video still, no one's watching it, but it's so funny that they decided to do a cooking show inside of a watch. Oh, like a watch vlog? Well, not a vlog, but blog. But yeah, I mean, it looks delicious. He he got okay. He got some beef.
73 onions per hour he could chop.
Yeah.
He calculated using the tachymeter how many onions he could chop. His technique of cutting onions is dubious, though. It's a little risky.
Oh no, but that's how I chop onions. I chop like this first and then down, so you get nice like little squares. So this is not too foreign for me. I've chopped like
Okay.
that before.
Yeah, well, he specifically named Gordon Ramsay, and Gordon Ramsay would not probably be happy with his technique, especially because you gotta tuck in you gotta use the knuckle, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
yeah,
gotta tuck in your fingernails, and then you just
yeah.
go ham, But yeah, so he was wearing a Speedmaster, and I thought this was just a hilarious video, especially because of Watch Soup, right? And he
Oh, I see what
kind
you
of
did
made it
there.
Chopping up the ingredients.
right?
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Yeah. So I've never seen this dish before, but stuck 2 giant pieces of bread into a pot with onions and beer and mustard, and it looked delightful. And he dipped his fries in the stew, which I've never done, and I'm gonna try.
I would have just dumped that stuff on the fries.
Mhm.
That's the route I would have
And then
gone.
throw some cheese on top.
I'm
of
not
it.
classy. I'm just caveman that dump it on there because it
Yeah,
did look
hey.
really good.
That's what you call a poutine.
Poutine. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Maison has kept the video on a tab, so he's going to try the recipe. So Maison,
Yeah.
please let us know how that goes.
I have never
Chat.
chopped onions in my life. Little known fact, they're outside of like really terrible serious things in life. There are very few things I hate more than onions.
Oh, interesting.
I
I
yeah,
love onions.
they are my kryptonite. I hate them.
Hmm.
I hate them. I hate them. I hate them.
Here's a tip I haven't tried, and I should try it because I chop onions all the time, and then I got my eyes get all agitated, and I start tearing. Supposedly, if you chop onions with a piece of bread in your mouth and you keep it open, like it absorbs the fume or whatever, and so you won't have tears. That's what I've heard from several different people who don't know each other.
Apparently
Um,
that works.
yeah.
There was a recent food theory. I don't know if you watched the show. It's a different YouTube channel, got nothing to do with watches, but they tested out all the ways you can stop onion crying. So yeah,
Wow.
good watch.
Yeah.
And they did the bread thing, and apparently it works.
Apparently, what were some of the other anecdotes?
Goggles.
Yeah. Okay.
Goggles.
Okay.
Apparently that was the worst.
Yeah, I would think that's not good.
Yeah. Apparently that was the worst. I can't quite remember the others, but there were a few weird ones.
I would have to do what like detectives do when they find like a body or something. They put like the Banaka or like mint spray around their nose to like mask because the smell of onions is like the most repulsive thing to be in the world. So I would have to do something like that. But yeah, I'm a like a passionate onion hater. I don't know why. Why does it have to be in everything?
Yeah, my Mrs. Legs feels the same way about mustard. She hates mustard.
Yeah,
doesn't even want to be in the same room with it. Sandy, is there something so offensive food wise to you that you wouldn't come near anything like that?
No, not really. I eat
Yeah,
anything.
neither am I. Yeah.
The weird thing about this video, though, just to quickly go back to the video.
Can we?
We sure can. Can you imagine what the pitch was when these guys were planning to do this? Because I'm sure. Have you guys heard of Atelier De Griff?
No.
Oh, really?
Never.
Time, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I subscribe now, though.
Yeah.
I guess my better judgment.
Well, that's the thing, is they make some pretty decent content, and I'm pretty sure they're first and foremost like a blog. But I was trying to picture like the pitch, like in the boardroom of them, hey, I'm thinking of doing this video. I'll wear my Speedmaster to make it relevant, and only focus on the Speedmaster while I try to cook this thing. It's really bizarre, and it was hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. But
I think it was different. I didn't think it didn't happen that quite that way.
No?
I think it was like they were like, okay, we can't do another Blancpain Moonwatch Swatch collaboration video again. Please, somebody come up with an idea. Hurry, fast. That's what I think actually happened.
Yeah,
that's in my world.
That's an interesting theory.
Yeah.
I guess we were going to cook some stew in the home, the cottage.
I am so tired of talking about the Blancpain.
You know what?
Watch.
Why not use Blancpain with the stew? White bread.
Okay, hold on. No, how about we don't use the Blancpain? We use your Speedy. Why do I sound like a Mexican guy?
You know what else has a tachometer? Moon Swatch. Could have used that.
Yeah. Sacre bleu, not the. They're not even French. They're not even French, right? Yeah.
I think that's French, isn't it?
Are they the French? Or are they Belgian?
I think so.
They are Belgian.
Yeah, it's right. It's practically French, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No offense intended.
Yeah. No. I mean,
we'll
French.
have to watch their other videos though. They're not like this.
Yeah. Watch Soup again.
Yeah.
or maybe. Well, anyway, guys, hey, listen, fun night, definitely for sure. Hey, Sanjay, so what do we got this week? What do you got cooking? You got some videos going? What do you got?
Yeah. Sermon video has to come out this week.
Okay.
That's the plan. So
Yeah,
at
I'm
the
waiting for
very
that
least,
video for a while. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Clayton, anything going on with the podcast?
Haven't released here in a little bit, but I believe Chaz and I are going to record
Ooh,
tomorrow night. So
excellent. Looking forward
Nice.
yeah,
to old
yeah,
Chaz
a
for sure.
fall themed since fall is
He's going to
upon
talk
us.
about orange watches. Is he going to talk about orange?
Might be our list, our favorite Orange Watches episode.
Yeah, it might be it. Awesome. Well, chat. Thank you so much for joining us. You guys are great. Sanjay, Clayton, thanks again for co-hosting. This is such a great. It's one of my favorite things that happens in the weekends is getting in touch with you guys, getting together and doing this. And I'll be back on Tuesday night for another stream this week. And y'all have a great start of the week. And we'll see you next Sunday for some Watch Soup. Take care, guys.
Have a
See you
good
guys.
week, guys.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.